For me, weekends are always for recording videos and basically just doing content creation. I'm trying to go hardcore to really get the message of Quasar out into the world. And so that means that I need to be setting aside a decent amount of time to work on doing content and to do it persistently every single day so that I'm in the habit of creating new content and people get into the habit of consuming my content as well. So, watching my videos, people get used to seeing my face. People get notifications on YouTube, or, later on when I start doing emailing, people get used to hearing from me and emailing. So it's really important to be consistent if you want to kind of get your name out there and get your voice out there. At least that's what I've learned. And one thing I've noticed that I do, and I think this is like a weird sort of trick in my brain, is that, like, for example, today's Saturday, and Saturday is washing day for me. This is where I wash all my clothes. I try and just get it all done in one day. I've got like a really simple system with my clothes. Oh, by the way, bit of a sidetrack here. So what I do, I think this is genius. Others think that it's just weird. I will wash my clothes, and then I've got one of those like octopus coat hangers with all the clothes clips on them. It's got like clothes pegs on it. It's like and it can hold like 8 items of clothing at the same time. I think people usually just use them just for socks. So anyway, I'll wash my clothes, and I've got these 2 octopus hangers, and I will hang it all up on the hangers immediately after it's washed and just hang it outside. And then when it's all dry, rather than hanging up my clothes, putting pegs on them, taking them off and folding them up and doing all that work, all I do is I take the octopus hanger and I hang it up inside, and I don't have to do any extra work. So it's such a cool process because every weekend I wash my clothes, put it on the octopus hanger and let them dry, and then literally just bring it back inside. And it also means that if it's going to rain or something, I just bring the coat hangers back inside and like turn a heater on or something, or sit it by the window by the sun. It's just like a really cool process so I can get things done faster and focus on the stuff I actually care about in life, like writing code or doing coding videos. Yeah, so anyway, the point I was making is, the roundabout point of all this is often what I'll do is start thinking to myself, I can't start coding until I've done all of these other tasks. So like, I can't code until I've done the dishes. I can't code until I've done all of my, my washing for the day. I can't code until I've done for a walk. I can't code until I've gone for a jog or something. And the problem with this is it starts becoming a lower and lower priority. And, you start thinking to yourself like, oh, I need to be in these perfect conditions before I can code. And the problem with that is you'll never be in the perfect mental state, physical state, whatever, to write code. You're always going to be in different states in life. And if you always try and get into that perfect state, then nothing's ever going to get done. Because life punks you. Life throws you curveballs all of the time. I went to a wedding the other weekend and I lost my entire weekend for doing coding videos. And so, this stuff happens. And so if you lose a weekend like that, what are you going to do? You're going to spend the week doing your washing, doing the dishes, catching up, and not getting any coding done? And so at some point I had to realize, okay, I need new priorities here. I need to decide to myself what's more important. Doing coding videos, helping people discover Quasar, and having thousands and thousands of people watch these videos and learn and benefit from these videos, or doing my washing. Like, are you serious? Are you serious, Luke? Well, obviously the answer to that question is doing the coding videos. So one thing I'm really trying to force myself to do now is to put the thing that is most important in my life, most important to my future, most important to me now, and getting that balance right and putting that thing up the priority list. So now in the mornings, I'll go for a little bit of a jog, but I've basically really tried to trim down my morning routine. So it's like, look, get my sleep sorted, get my exercise sorted, make sure like I have a glass of water and something good to eat. I actually usually fast in the morning, but make sure that I get that stuff done and then go straight into coding videos. And if I wake up late, I will skip a lot of that and do coding videos and then go straight to work. Because coding videos is the most important priority in my life. And so what is it for you? Maybe for you, you've got this side project you really want to build. And if you start prioritizing things like doing the dishes, or like doing the washing, or keeping your house absolutely perfectly tidy, if you start prioritizing that sort of a thing over what's most important to you, then it's never going to get done. Sometimes my house is going to be messy. Sometimes there's going to be dog fur all over the ground, because I haven't spent enough time vacuuming the floor. But there's going to be time for that later on in life. And personally, I think it's more important that I pump out these videos and add value to all of you listening out there. So I just wanted to record a quick podcast. I guess I try to sort of distill these lessons at the end of these podcasts. So I think the lesson here is sometimes when you get caught up in day-to-day life, your priorities aren't obvious. And so sometimes we need to take a step back and really reassess what our priorities are. And by the way, in order to do that, sometimes you need to work backwards and start and ask yourself, where do I want to be? Where do I want to be in 5 or 10 years' time? In 5 or 10 years' time, I want to have a website that people can subscribe to watch my videos, and I want to be able to live off that income so that I can put all of my focus into building these videos, all of my focus into helping other people become better devs. And then I got spare time to like talk to people online, to help people like fix their problems, help people get better at this sort of thing. And that is not going to happen. You know, if you do the maths and you go backwards from that goal, not the maths, I guess you wouldn't really call it that, but if you go backwards from my goal in 5 years' time to where I am now, it just doesn't make sense to prioritize doing my washing over writing code. So obviously the washing needs to get done eventually, but let's try and compact that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it out of the way so you can focus on what really matters first. And by the way, one more message on this. I found that maybe I should do another podcast on this. Yeah, I'll do another podcast on this later on. But basically, I found that sleep equals willpower. And willpower is highest in the morning, and it deteriorates throughout your day. So, keeping that in mind, since my willpower is higher in the morning, it makes more sense for me to do my important coding work that is for the future of my life in the morning. And then later on in the day, I can, I still want to do that kind of work, but I'm less likely to do it later on in the day. So in other words, it's better to go to bed early for me, and then wake up super early, so that I've got plenty of time. I might have like 2 or 3 hours of high willpower that I can spend focusing on building my coding videos. And then in the afternoon, I might do a little bit of extra work, but the reality is my willpower is going to be lower. So anyway, this one's kind of been all over the place, but hopefully there's some tidbits in there that you can find helpful in your own life. Thank you for listening. And check out quasarcast.com/register if you like watching videos where I teach you how to build Quasar websites, how to use the components, how to integrate it with a backend. And I'm currently working on a getting started guide, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be awesome, where we're going to build like a to-do app from scratch and talk about all the components of Quasar along the way, building that app. So check out quasarcast.com/register if this is something you're interested in, and I'll see you in the next episode.